How's everybody doing today? Pretty good? Say hi if you're here. You ain't been blue, no, no, no. You ain't been blue until you had that moon indigo, that feeling comes stealing down to my shoes while I sit around and cry go long blues. Always get that mood indigo since my baby said goodbye. In the evening when the lights are low, I'm so lonely I could cry, because there's nobody who cares about me. I'm just a soul that's bluer than blue can be. Always get that mood indigo since my baby said goodbye. Always get that mood indigo since my baby said goodbye. In the evening when the lights are low, I'm so lonely I could cry, because there's nobody who cares about me. I'm just a soul that's bluer than blue can be. When I get that mood indigo, I could lay me down and die. What's up, sir?
You live here in the neighborhood?
Yeah, two
Me
buildings
too.
down.
I'm the artist who has that painting studio.
Oh, very cool.
My
Yeah.
name's Lothar,
Hey, I'm Danny.
and I love music.
Oh, well, I'm glad
As
you
a,
love this.
you're obviously professional. I used to play the viola and
Oh,
the
no
guitar many decades ago.
Yeah, I always walk by your store.
I'm sorry?
I always walk by your little shop.
Yeah. I don't have anything new out there right now because I make a living as a wedding painter. Do you play at weddings ever?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe we can like pitch each other.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Why not?
Give you my card.
Yeah. I'll write you back.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
You just made my day.
Oh, thanks,
Is it
man.
like were you working on a YouTube video or something?
Yeah, I'm just doing like a live feed for some people. People are just watching.
I'm over the
No, not at all. Hey, man. embrace me. Embrace me, my sweet embraceable you. Embrace me, my irreplaceable you. Let me turn around. It's so much sun I can't see the film at all.
Live in the same building that I'm in?
No, I live right by Over Easy, like, or the egg place.
Yeah, I know.
Right by that big construction project.
My wife and I used to go over open. Like,
Oh, no way.
whatever, 15 years or something. Might as well
Thank you.
start, yeah.
Hey, man, I'll write you a message.
I own their Navy Pier caricature booth and stuff.
Oh,
and,
sick.
and I know a lot of agencies, so maybe
Yeah.
we can help
Yeah,
each other.
let's do that.
Cool, man.
Awesome.
See you
dude.
later.
Great to bump into you. All right. Embrace me, my sweet embraceable you. Embrace me, my irreplaceable you. Just one look at you, my heart grew tipsy in me. It's you and you alone bring out the gypsy in me. I love all the many charms above you. Above all, I want my arms about you. Don't be a naughty baby, come to Papa do. My sweet embraceable you. I love all the many charms about you. Above all, I want my arms around you. Don't be a naughty baby, come to Papa do. My sweet embraceable you. All right, it's time for some comments. What are people saying? Blah, blah, blah. Let's go on with the bridge and the bass side. It's I use reeds, saxophone reeds, to adjust my action. So yeah, found you a couple of weeks ago. Love your playing, learning a lot from you. Oh, thanks so much, Derek. Yuri, how you doing? So yeah, if you just, it's wood. It's like a way of just shimming the bridge up because the action kind of changes with the weather. So it's probably not recommended for your instrument by like somebody who knows what they're doing. But since I don't care and I don't know, it just brings the strings up and works for me, So yeah. No one to talk to, all by myself. No one to walk with, but I'm happy on the shelf. Ain't misbehaving, saving. I know. Misbehaving, saving my love for you. like Jack Horner on the corner. Don't go nowhere, why do I care? Your kisses aren't worth waiting for. Believe me, I don't stay out late, I don't care to go. I'm home about 8, just me and the radio. Ain't misbehaving, saving my love for you. I don't stay out late, don't care to go. I'm home around 8, it's me and the radio. Ain't misbehaving, saving my love for you. Give me a kiss to build a dream on, and my imagination will build upon that kiss. Sweetheart, I ask no more than this, a kiss to build a dream on. Give me one thing before you leave me, and my imagination will feed my hungry heart. Sweetheart, one thing before we part, a kiss to build a dream on. When I'm alone with my fancies, I'll be with you, weaving romances, making believe they're true. Give me your lips for just a moment, and my imagination will make that moment live. Give me what you alone can give, a kiss to build a dream on. a moment, and my imagination will make that moment live. Give me what you alone can give, a kiss to build a dream on. All right, let's see. I wish you love. I don't know that one. Let's see. Excellent camera angle. The camera angle is good today. Well, that's good. Fancy chords. Yeah, you gotta learn some fancy chords. Fancy chords are very important. Big part of this game. Colombia. Hey, how you doing, man? How's Colombia this fine day? You don't know what love is until you've learned the meaning of the blues, until you've loved a love you had to lose. You don't know what love is. You don't know how lips bend until you kissed and had to pay the cost, until you flipped your heart and you have lost. You don't know what love is. Do you know how a lost heart feels? Each thought of reminiscing, and how lips that taste of tears lose their taste for kissing. Don't know how hearts burn for love that cannot live yet never dies, until you faced each dawn with sleepless eyes. You don't know what love is. Do you know how a lost heart feels? Each thought of reminiscing, and how lips that taste of tears lose their taste for kissing. You don't know how hearts burn for love that cannot live yet never dies, until you faced each dawn with sleepless eyes. You don't know what love is. All right. This would be a great time to mention a piece of exciting news, which I've never talked to anybody about before, especially on the feed. There's a Jam Track Central masterclass I recorded called Rhythmic Phrasing. And it may seem like I'm trying to plug it and I'm pushing, which I absolutely am, because you see, they compared my product to Mermite, like I said before. I don't know if you guys have ever had Mermite. They said the marketing for Mermite is you either love it or you hate it, because a lot of their pajama metal fans that study with these fucking people over there don't understand anything, so they don't see the value in rhythmic phrasing. But to compare what I do to Mermite, because the marketing might be you either love it or you hate it, but I personally think it tastes like actual diarrhea. It's so bad. So I was deeply offended. So with the help of your money buying it, I want these British fucks to retract what they said about my beautiful masterclass. Stardust. And now the purple glow of twilight time steals across the meadows of my heart. High up in the clouds, the little stars shine, always reminding me that we're apart. You've wandered down the lane and far away, leaving me a song that will not die. Love is now the stardust of yesterday, the music of the years by. Sometimes I wonder why I spend the lonely nights dreaming of a song. The melody haunts my reverie, and I am once again with you. When our love was new, and each kiss an inspiration. But that was long ago. Now my consolation's in the stardust of the song, beside the garden wall, when stars shine bright. You are in my arms. The nightingale sings his fairy tale, and I am once again with you. Do da do. the stardust melody, the memory of love's refrain. Beside the garden wall, when stars shine bright, you are in my arms. The nightingale sings his fairy tale, a paradise where roses grew, though I dream in vain. In my heart it will remain, the stardust memory, the melody of love's refrain. All right. Somebody wrote something. Hi, Carl. Summertime. You sing these songs very well, very good. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I really want to learn. To learn what? How to sing? I'm not your guy, man. Singing is something that I just am untalented in. It was the amount of work, not work, I mean, I practiced a little bit, but it was more just doing it, to just get from a level of like completely embarrassing to somewhat embarrassing. It was not methodical like guitar playing for me. But I did put myself in a situation where I'm playing gigs. And this is how the world becomes a better place. Thank you for doing this. Oh, well, cheers. Yeah, during COVID, we started doing gypsy gigs where I started singing, and yeah, that really
forced, because it's like when you're in your bedroom, everything's theoretical, but when you're in front of people, you just start getting truly embarrassed. Like even live feeds and stuff, like you could pretend like it's all right, but like when you see the sound you're making hitting a person and them going like, oh, it's just, oh, it feels like throwing up. And I still hit some weird notes. But thank you, Carl. Uh, but I mean, the voice itself. Some people like have a golden voice. I was not born with that, but what you do with it. That's the thing about singing. It's like you were born with a certain machine, and everybody can sing. You just learn how to operate it. Uh, Singing, yes. Uh, I'm a guitarist, but I also love singing just like you do. Oh, yeah, Andy. Yeah. Well, to me, guitar is, definitely. It's not just do it a lot, kind of. Even with singing, obviously, if you practice very intentionally, I can treat it like a real instrument. You're gonna get farther. I just never had. I mean, I did take lessons for about a year, like I'd say 7 months during COVID, once a week, once every 2 weeks with pretty good jazz singing, and a singer, and just stuff about like soft palate, raising it, like errors. It was useful to think about things in technical terms. There was one thing that was really helpful, which is it was just playing singing arpeggios, like, and starting it with a lowered soft palate and just learning how to open it up, like, and I think it was just you do like a sing, sin, and g, like sing, and then hold it like that and then open it up and halfway through the arpeggio, so like sing ga, and then just move that chromatically. But it just was identifying that part in the back of your throat, that cavity you want to open up to get less nasally. That was a big one. And then the other one is putting your sound to where you feel it. This like eye, nose cavity and a lot of people, that's sort of what they attribute to the nasal sound, but it's not. That's the appropriate place for it to be. You just need to do that and then raise your soft palate. So, but really feel the notes here, right? So you're singing, but not sound fruity while you're doing it. A little dream castle with every dream gone is lonely and silent, the shades are all drawn, and my heart is heavy as I gaze upon a cottage for sale. The lawn we were proud of is waving in hay. Our beautiful garden has withered away. Where you planted roses, the weeds seem to say, a cottage for sale. From every single window I see your face, but as I reach the window, there's empty space. The keys in the mailbox, the same as before, but no one is waiting for me anymore. The end of the story is there on the door, a cottage for sale.
From every single window, I see your face. But as I reach the window, there's empty space. The key in the mailbox, the same as before. But no one is waiting for me anymore. The end of the story is there on the door. A cottage for sale. Cool. Let's see. Can you show us how you would comp Fly Me to the Moon in E minor? Play it in A minor, it's easy, but I have some inconvenience in E minor. So the first chord being E minor? Like that, yeah. Just, it's a pretty simple song. You know, it's just, I mean, think about things, you got to think about like the, I guess, Roman numeral analysis of things. Like, you know, just think about it like as a, like 6 2 5 1 4 2 5 to 2 5 to the 6, right? Yeah. And then I'm just thinking 2 5 1 6 2 5 1 5 of 6, and then the second time it's like 2 5 3 6 2 5 1. So yeah, just 6 2 5 1 4 2 5 to the 6 2 5 1 5 2 2 5 1 2 5 to 6 6 2 5 1 4 2 5 to the 6 2 5 3 6 2 5. Yeah. Let's see. I still think about you singing jazz tunes to an old lady at a show down here in St. Augustine, Florida. Oh, well, I don't know. Hope I wasn't trying to bag that old lady. Let's see. I meant to play it in a Freddie Green classic swing style, much easier in A minor. You know, I don't really play. I don't even understand what the Freddie. Every time I listen to like Count Basie Orchestra, it just sounds like gypsy jazz comping to me, really buried in the mix. That doesn't really belong in that kind of music. I don't know. A lot of people are like such huge fans of that dude. You know, I cannot join the celebration. Like celebrating a rhythm guitarist, it's like celebrating a bassist. It's like, who gives a fuck, you know? But yeah, it's just, you know, he's playing chords. It's good. I don't know. You know what I mean? You don't like go look at a painting and it has like all this, like, you know,
It's like the shit behind the Mona Lisa. It's like, you know, it's nice, but like, yeah. In any case, listen to Django. And that's for me. It's like that's how. For me, that's how obviously what I like and what I comp. Let's see. Do you think the Berklee online jazz guitar courses would be worth it? I'll tell you what. Send me the money. Instead, I will. Yeah, actually not gonna take your money. The short answer is no. It will not be worth it. You will just give them your money, and you will, in exchange, they will give you some worse shit that you would find on like a Google search. If you could just phrase how to blah blah blah, the first thing you'll pop up will be more valuable than whatever that Berklee course answers. How to blah 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 ear training. There's some guy who actually knows something about making content, at least, that put the time to put the cameras in the right place and, you know, fix the exposure on the lighting and get a nice sound. Unlike those Berklee courses. I went to Berklee. Those fucking teachers are morons, and the school's a joke. So, no. Ask yourself this: who's your favorite player that teaches at Berklee? If you can't name a single one, then yeah, then you don't like anything. So why would you study with people you don't like in music? You know, it's not like going to law school. I got it, of course. I very much like gypsy style too. I'm trying to combine it with classical swing. So I really like your approach. Practically for the accompaniment. Yeah. You know, the right hand, Gary Burton has not taught in Berklee since he had like one ensemble there back in the early 2000s. I think he's way retired. Nir teaches at Berklee now? Jesus Christ, some people cannot get their career together, huh? That's fucking crazy. Yeah, I went to school with Nir. Can you play Fly Me to the Moon? Sure. Yeah, I don't know. Go study with Nir. I mean, I'm sure if you hit up Nir on his Instagram and ask him to take private lessons, he'll probably charge you like $100 an hour, $120 an hour, and you can keep the rest of your money. So again, why would you pay the institution? You know, he'll show you all of his outlines, and you'd be happy. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, getting your right hand together for the rhythm stuff. It's more of a textural thing. First of all, you know, I'm just gonna give you a tip that's going to change your game if you really want to get it together, which is the angle you need to hit the strings. If you watch anybody from Django to Wes Montgomery, they don't hold their guitars to their body. And that's not just a purely technical thing. That's also, you know, having this kind of 45-degree angle here puts everything in the right angle for the pick to get more of a brushing sound. I don't think you can study with Nir online. Just hit him up. Everybody wants money. What? You probably can't for 50, can't for 100. For 200, you can study with anybody. You know, 1,000, you study with Matheny. It's a question of money, you know. So, but yeah. So angling the guitar a little bit away from you, and then holding it with this bicep down, putting the downward pressure here to where this is the stabilizing thing, and your wrist is free to play rhythm. That's one of the key things to getting good mobility and good sound, and also being able to get halfway between the sound hole and the bridge, which is where this is hiding. But it's really about just imagining a snare drum. You want the sound to make sense. You want the sound to match the sound. Brushes on a snare drum. And you want to be able to get your rhythm sound without playing any chords. Like, if you have a a nice texture. Fly me to the moon, something that has pocket, meaning that you can put something inside of it. You want to put your music inside of that. It needs to be light. You hear a lot of people playing like too hard, getting like rough textures. It's all about controlling your sound and then adding the chords to that mix. But it needs to be pleasing just right here with one hand and muted strings. Even, nice, something that you can actually put music to. Saw a question, let's see. Oh, the money isn't an issue. I meant he isn't involved in the Berklee online courses. Yeah, I'm not saying don't do it through Berklee. Hit him up on his Instagram or find his email on his website and be like, hey, what do you charge for Skype lessons? And he'll be like, a lot of money. And then he'll be like, cool, I really want to study with you. And then what's going to happen is this. I'm going to tell you your future. You're going to study with him for a few lessons. And you're going to hope that he's going to show you the things that you're curious about his playing. Instead, he's going to point out some stuff that you think like, yeah, I should get that together, like some major scale patterns and basic things like everybody doing this. And then you're going to ask yourself, well, wait a second, why am I studying with this fucking guy for $150 an hour where all I need to do is get together some major scale stuff? I just find somebody local to show me that. And then after 3 or 4 lessons, you're going to just quit and learn very little, but you'll feel good, and it'll be a part of your story. And that's what keeps happening. The truth is you just need to practice. You don't need to study with anybody. That's what I've been doing instead of school. Mostly spending somebody on hour lessons, 130. Yeah, because all these people are barely making ends meet and they need money, and you can do that. And it doesn't make sense for you, but it makes sense for them. And it makes sense for you until you learn your lesson, and the lesson is that, like, even if you're confronted with the sound you like and the guy you like who came up with it, he can't pass it to you, because what you need is the basics. That's what everybody needs. And you're just going to end up practicing the major scale and melodic minor and some rhythms and some chord shapes. But that's okay. It's it's like if it's a very expensive long road for you to learn that, that's okay too. And if you feel like, no, there's a secret and only like Pat Metheny in person can show me that secret, then one day maybe you'll corner him and pay him a lot of money, and then he'll tell it to you too, because all it is at the end of the day is just like some very basic things that have been around for 300 years, in terms of like theoretical bit and tunes and the ability to sound good and play in time and play the right notes, and that's it, and then putting it together in a tasteful way, which nobody can show you anyway. So, but it's good to study with people. I'm not against it. I'm saying it's like a lot of times it's just, you pay for your own education, and some people keep paying forever until they are willing to learn. And learning is just, having the humility to understand that all you can do is take the next step, and all you need to do to be able to do that is have sort of the sobriety to look down at your feet and knowing where you're actually located. So, if you've gotten yourself, I don't know, to play some pentatonics, learn the major scale. If you know the major scale, learn melodic minor. If you know melodic minor, learn it faster, learn it backwards, learn some patterns, learn some tunes, whatever it is, learn some voicings from it. Learn how to play rhythm guitar, learn a different style of music. It's just putting together the next step for you, and sometimes you're so blind that you need a teacher to help you out with that. It tends to not be the famous people. It tends to be the person who's just willing to look at you and, kind of see through what you think about yourself and tell you just what you need, So it's like, oh, your time sucks, You need to have a higher awareness, be more critical of the rhythms you're playing, Oh, you're playing strange notes. You know, what are you thinking over that chord? Oh, you don't know any tunes. Learn some tunes. You know, just shit like that. It's always like that. It's always just the sin. It's always the shit that when you walk away from the lesson, you have the feeling of like, I could have said that. You know, hey Abba, you know, I knew. I could have. I didn't need to spend that money. I knew that. But it's like, but if you knew that, then you wouldn't be there, and you wouldn't be asking somebody else advice. You know, you'd be practicing the stuff you know. So it's just about being pointed time and time again to the basics, and keep practicing the basics. It's what everybody has always done. You know, anybody who's like packaging it up is just trying to sell you a course, except for rhythmic phrasing on Jamcheck Central. That's really the secret to everything, because obviously that one's different. But anybody else who's ever done this, when you're learning tunes, especially tunes from the Great American Songbook, would you try to find the oldest version? So yeah, I don't try to do. I just try to. I only learn. My mentality is this. I've always learned tunes. I've learned, you know. I forgot how to play Master of Puppets. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. But you know, when I was first picking up the guitar, I learned Nirvana tunes and learned Metallica tunes. So you need to approach it with the same exact mentality, meaning putting stuff from there, meaning the CD, Spotify, wherever you listen to music, here. You just need to take it from there and put it here. Now, don't approach it like an idiot student listening to 1,000 versions of the same tune. Find one version that you like. And if you don't like a version of a tune, then you're learning it for the wrong reason, and it's going to take you forever because you don't actually care. It's about caring. So listen to a Sinatra album and be like, this is something that I would like to play for somebody. Not this is something that if I don't know, I'm gonna look retarded at a jam session that I'm never even gonna go to, hypothetically, you know? That's the wrong motivation. Be like, I wanna play this for grandma. I wanna play this for I wanna be able to do this for some reason. If you just learn music that way, or just, I wanna know this, I wanna be able to make those sounds. And then you just learn a version, and you learn an approximation of a version. I'm not saying, it's not transcription note per note. It's just, you get what you can. You get like enough from it to where you have your way of playing it. If you're doing it instrumentally, maybe it's a chord solo where you're taking Sinatra's singing notes and the exact way he's phrasing it and putting it on top, finding out some way to play the harmony. But you need to just have your own way of reducing a recording to something that you can extract from and do something that's pleasing to you. That's the idea. So I would say that's really my process. Is just sitting. I tend to like to sing these tunes, you know, for you guys, for whoever, and it's kind of like a hobby for me. So I'll just sit, I'll listen to music, and then something will give me pause. I'll listen to a Sinatra version of like something, and I'll just sit and listen to it in a loop for like, I don't know, 50, 60, 100 times. And then I'll pick up the guitar, and by that time I usually kind of can locate everything pretty quickly, because I have downloaded enough of it into my brain. And then it's just, you know, like I'll have the lyrics basically memorized because I've listened to it so much. So if there's trouble parts, I'll just go back to them, and yeah, that's the process. Hey man, amazing lessons. What guitar processor you recommend for playing music like you do? So I don't use guitar processors. I just all the stuff you're hearing is just my amps running through a Suhr IR because I can't play you know, through a speaker, and where I'm recording it's just too loud. So I just use an IR and hook up the back of the amps through my pedal board and get a tone that works. You know, digital gear, you know, it's like the fake tits of music, you know. Some people are super into it, but you know, when you squeeze the real thing, it feels different. Oh, you're welcome, Devin. Anytime. Happy to answer your questions. That sounds pitchy. Night and day, how's it go? I don't think I can. Da 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 da, night and day, you are the one. Da 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 da. That's a crazy progression. Charlie Parker plays on that really differently, not this. That's so hard to play on, like when you're trying to play. When you're trying to spell those chords, like sharp 4 half diminished, 4 minor, 1 flat 3 diminished, 2 5 1. The thing Charlie Parker does on it's super interesting because he really plays on it like it's 5 of 5, the 5 altered on the C minor. So it's like, and then he just kind of does the same thing again. So it's like 5 altered resolving to 1, and then that flat 3 diminished, he plays on it like it's 5 of 5 again, and then 2 5 1. So it's like the lines are really crazy sounding. Where a guy like Django will just spell it out. Ah. Hear that? So this is right. Weird sound. Yeah, that was our version of Cherry Pie. When we did like I don't know if some of you guys haven't been on the feed that long, but we just did like a heavy metal gypsy jazz set. How does the Sur compared to the Taylor and the Barlow? Any word on the Sur, by the way? Yeah, my Sur is stolen and it's fucked. It's gone, which sucks. Yeah, Oscar Peterson is definitely the beast. Do you have any thoughts on fourths tuning? I think the biggest contribution that women had to guitar was the invention of non-standard tunings. That's how I stand on it. I like the Taylor is fucking. I mean, the Sur, the Barlow is its own thing. Like luthier guitars, you know, it's not as stratty as some of my other instruments, which is like a problem for the normal Marvin thing. But it's very modern sounding. I'm getting hotter pickups put in it, turning it a little bit into a shred machine. So currently it's being worked on. Yeah, that Sur, I was just so used to it, you know. It's just my sound for so many years and got stolen, which is a bummer. And that Tyler guitar is badass. Just, it's a badass Strat. It's as bad as, you know, it's like finding, those instruments are comparable, like, you know, really high-end Surs. That one, Sadowski makes some, forget the name of the other company that used to make the Sur bodies. When you find a really good Strat, it's very obvious. But at the end of the day, they're so expensive. It's hard to justify dropping that cash on a Strat. But for me, I just needed to replace my main guitar with like all this quack that I'm used to. It was not an easy process. Grosh? What's Grosh? Oh, it's Topo Chico. I heard the thing about Tyler Roll. Well, the Tyler, I think the biggest thing about them is that they do like crazy quality control. They will not release a guitar that doesn't meet their standards. Don Grosh Guitars, I don't know it. Yeah, so it's a lot of their guitars are really consistent at a high level. But I did play one that I didn't like. I played, I'd say, like 40 high-end guitars before I found that one. I went through a whole lot of them. I went to all the Chicago Music Exchange, and then I ended up going to Distinctive Guitars up in Milwaukee, which specialize in like these kind of like high-end Strats, and played everything they had in their store, and that was the only one that really resonated with me. And it's a great guitar. It's interesting. You know, they have the secret humbucker, which is like based on a lot of Mike Landau's humbuckers. Really cool. I really dug it. I thought it was badass.
I'll never smile again until I smile at you. I'll never laugh again. What good would it do? For tears will leave my eyes. My heart would realize that our romance is through. I'll never love again. I'm so in love with you. I'll never thrill again for somebody new. Within my heart, I know I could never start to love again until I smile at you.
Jimmy Rosenberg is definitely my absolute favorite. Angelo the Bar? Yeah, Angelo's good. I don't know. I never loved him. Let's see. I've owned quite a few high-end Strats, and my old MIJ Strat beats them all. Yeah, you know, it's so personal with guitars. It's just you gotta find something that you just like, especially like, you know, with Strats, where it's when you get into tone woods and luthier guitars, it's like it's not so clear what these things are supposed to be, so you can kind of like, you know, make your own adventure with them. But with Strats, it's like, you know what everybody knows what a good Strat tone is, you know, so you just gotta find something. Once it has that, you just gotta find something that kind of speaks to you. It's sort of like playing with the clicker, like, you know, the display brightness on your TV. It's like, this is the perfect one. It's like, you know, it's very subjective. It's kind of like how you like to see it. It doesn't change the movie, you know, and that's kind of like your playing is the movie. You can make very small adjustments to your playing and your practice and become a different person. Yoshio Stefan or Anton Boyer? I don't know. You can keep them both. It's, you know, like, for me, a lot of like that new generation gypsy stuff, they're all amazing. There's a very high bar to become a YouTube star in gypsy jazz now, you know. But they all just, you know, they make content. It's like, I make content too, I guess. But you know, I make albums too that I think are, that I like. I listen to the albums, and it's just like, for me, that's always the test. Like, you know, like anybody, I'll see a video that pops up and my mind is blown, but then I'll go and listen to it, and I don't find myself listening to it again, which is not great. All right.
Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile, and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through for you. Light up your face with gladness, hide every trace of sadness, although a tear may be ever so near. That's the time you must keep on trying to smile. What's the use of crying? You'll find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile.
Cool. All right. Let's see. Do you have time to listen to music, or do you prefer to practice? I don't have much time to listen to music lately, but you know, I have some. Go to the gym and stuff, so that's good. Is Marvin coming to the West Coast to tour? Marvin's on a temporary hiatus from touring, but we'll get back to it one day once Danny gets his life back together. He married a cheating whore that destroyed his life, and then got divorced, and now he's full-time dad. So figuring things out, but you know, once he finds the next poor sucker to marry and take care of his kids, maybe. We'll see. But we're doing the rock cruises still and like big shows, but we're not doing the small town touring quite as much. Can you greet Lejean Sebastian from Germany? I think I just did. Greetings, Lejean Sebastian from Germany. You know, it's yeah, Germany. Yeah, we forgive, but we don't forget. All right, you guys. See you next time.